Hey everybody, it's Big Ant, and I thought I'd make a video showing you guys the talking skull that I got recently from Frightprops. It's something I've been wanting for a while now, talking skull that is, so I did a lot of research and I looked at all the different options out there, and I felt that the new skull, which is what you're seeing here, from Frightprops was really the best bang for the buck. For the money, I really thought it offered me the most features, and it really had what I was looking for in a talking skull. They did a lot of work here. They've actually redesigned the skull from their previous model, and the skull itself has been redesigned as well as the electronics, and I'm really thrilled with it, honestly. It's got, like I said, there are little things I didn't like about some of the competition that wasn't here on the Frightprops one, and that's really what made me pick it. Like, for example, the electronics are accessible from the rear of this skull, so you'll notice that it doesn't have the cut going around the top of the skull. That always kind of bugged me about, the homemade kits using the Lindbergh skulls and things like that. But also, like I said, they redesigned the electronics in it now using the new Pico Talk. And a couple of the things with the Pico Talk that are really cool now is that you no longer have to pass the audio through it. The previous one, you had to put audio in and bring the audio back out to the speakers. In this case, they give you a Y splitter, and you just split the audio. One lead will go to the skull and the other one goes to your speakers. So that's kind of nice, because then that's one less cable that you have to have going to the skull and coming back. So essentially you only have two cables in this case, the power cable and the one audio cable. And another neat thing they did was they actually put a spot on the picovolt to power LEDs for the eyes now. And that was really cool. So in this case, I went ahead and bought the LED kit from them. You could use your own LEDs as well if you'd like to. And that's nice, because now I'm not running another power source essentially for the LEDs. They're powered right off the picovolt itself. So again, they've really thought about the best ways possible to make this an all-in-one kind of self-contained, simple, and extremely easy to use talking skull. It comes programmed. You can reprogram it if you want. Everything on it is fully adjustable, from how the eyes move to how bright the eyes are with the LEDs to how you want the LEDs to come on, whether they're always on or only on when it talks. You can set the limits for the skull, how much you want it to open, how much you want it to close, and things like that. And let me go ahead and let me play some audio for you guys so you can see what it looks like here.
And so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here, I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more.
And what you're seeing here is, I'm going to go ahead and pause this audio again here real quick. And, sorry about that. So what you're seeing here is I've taken the skull and I've attached it to a Costco pose and stay. And I also had the Wally skeletons as well. And I felt that this one was the best match in terms of color and everything. Almost, the colors were perfect. They matched right up, and the skull essentially went right onto it. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you guys a closer look at the skull and the inner workings of it, so that you can see how I mounted it and how the Pico Talk and everything inside of it works. So here's a closer look at the skull while it's working, and as you can see, what I did was they offer different eye colors as well as different LED colors, so I kind of went with a green on green. Probably not the best choice, because the green pupils kind of get washed out with the the green LEDs. It's not as bad in person. The camera doesn't pick it up as well, but in person the pupils are still somewhat noticeable. But as I was mentioning, this is just kind of a makeshift setup right now. What I've done here, the skull mounts to a bolt or threaded rod. It does have a hole inside, so just quick and dirty, I took a threaded rod here and zip tied it to the spine. I may put it in the spine. The only thing that's keeping me from doing that right now is that the spine is not completely hollow. The spine does have, it's a 3-piece, 4-piece spine, I guess. So because it's not completely hollow, I really don't want to ruin the structural integrity of the spine by drilling the holes through it. Although I guess putting the rod back through it would kind of help to strengthen it. I got to take a look at it and decide the best option here. But let me go ahead and turn the volume down on this real quick. And speaking of volume, if you do get one of these and set it up, Keep in mind that if you're going to adjust the volume, you don't want to adjust the volume on your source audio, which in this case is my laptop. You want to adjust the volume at the speakers. If you turn the volume down on the source audio, you'll start to notice that the Pico Talk won't pick the audio up, and it won't work as well. You'll start noticing that the jaw movement starts lacking behind, and it doesn't work as well. So make sure that you always keep the volume on the source audio, turned up as much as you can. And like I said, just adjust it at the speakers there. I'm going to go ahead and grab a screwdriver. As I was mentioning before, you can see this cut here along the skull. This cut is where you access the electronics. And like I said, it was just one of the small things about the Frightprops skull that I liked, over the competitions, was it didn't have the cut along the top. The cut's back here where it's not as visible. And in the back, it has two screws, two small Phillips head screws here. It won't really focus on it. And it's so simple to work on. You just take those two screws out, and the whole back comes off. And the entire inside assembly, the servos and the Pico Talk, are all mounted on one piece. And that whole piece can come right out of the skull with just removing two more screws. I mean, they really thought this through. It's really cool how easy it is to take this thing apart, work on it if you ever need to. Replacing a servo on it, should you ever need to, would be really easy to do, as well as the electronics. But let me go ahead and open this up for you guys. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? I forgot that in order to take the back off right now, I would actually have to remove the take the threaded rod off of the body, and essentially kind of like lift the head up away from the body, and then the back would come right off. I kind of forgot about that. Sorry about that, guys. But what I'll do, because I don't want to go ahead and take that off right this second, is I'll put a link in the description to the video from Frightprops themselves, where they show you all of the internal workings and how to program it, and essentially everything you'd be looking at. But like I said, inside it's really cool. There is a single plate that attaches with the jaw and everything, and it just comes out with two screws, and that single plate holds everything. It holds the eyes, it holds the servos, it holds the Pico Talk. So like I said, they really thought this through. Servicing it is super easy, and honestly, I couldn't be happier with it. It seems to work really well, and I can't wait to put it out this year and see how the people react to it. Should be a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, guys.
Oh, and one more thing, guys. I just wanted to say, if you haven't yet, be sure to like this video and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and be sure to keep an eye out. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming out soon as I start gearing up for the haunt season this year. Thanks, guys.